The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out is their fifth-year quarterback.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
First and 10 at the 30.
They go play action here on first down. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. And what a big-time play there. 45 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us for their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It's now third down and 14.
Given 5 on the QB run, but it's going to bring up a fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Now on fourth down, out comes the field goal unit here. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here now the Cowboy offense onto the field to get their first crack at it. And trotting out there, no introduction needed for this guy around the league. Now in his 7th season as a QB.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
He's brought down at the 31. It's a gain of 2. Brings up
on third and short. They'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Dragons offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's in the midst of an MVP-caliber season. The NFL's leader in passing yards as he's up over 3,000 now on the year. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. He's going to try and take off with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now a play fake here on first down. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. You look at this Cowboy defense. Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
They spent the week at practice, Sam. We know our rating's not that great. And we know we're facing the #1 passing team in the league. But there are some things that we can do to give ourselves a chance in this game.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
3rd and 1.
Looking to throw. Peyton. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
That's a 31.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, Peyton. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's got his target. That's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game.
Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Dragons are able to stretch out their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Rollins. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Well, shifts past him. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
A gain of 22 yards. First down.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed.
And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up forward. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, San Antonio in possession, as they'll start with a 1st and 10 at their own 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
1st and 10 at the 40.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all they needed. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Here's a 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup.
Back to throw. Peyton. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Looking to throw. Peyton. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Cowboys offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And down right around the 37. And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And they'll wind up getting this this one all the way down inside the 20. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Touchdown, Cowboys! A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys have cut it back within a score. For quarterbacks, there are a number of ways to measure a good statistical season. This is one of them. That last touchdown pass, his 30th on the year. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that'll make it 13-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Dragons offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Peyton. They set up the screen for Dobbins. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A big play there. 68 yards. And the Dragons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now stands at 13. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Cowboys offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Throwing to start the drive. Rollins only able to gain a couple there. And that'll make it second down.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Operating from the gun. Rollins. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
It's a gain of 4. And it's
from the gun on 3rd down. Rollins. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step in and assert its will over the other.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Out of his hands quickly to Higgins. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Second down, 6.
Off the play fake. Peyton throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. They need to get this to the 24 on third down.
Brings up third.
Back to throw again. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And he hits the upright, but it caroms in anyway. There's plenty of distance there as he banks it in. And that will extend their lead even further. Distance wasn't the problem, but he did need some help from the right upright, and he got it. A little kiss and in.
Yeah, fortunately caught on the inside of the upright, and that pushed it through. This isn't like a baseball foul pole where you hit any part of it and it counts. It's got to go through the post. If he hits it on the outside, that's no good.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
It's second and 8 at the 27.
Here's second and 8. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Third down and 13. Operating from the gun, Rollins. He finds his man, complete. It's Warner. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it will be first and 10 as they take over. Back out comes San Antonio. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try.
Oh, what a juke into space. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
Second and 2 at the 46-yard line.
Off the bootleg, Peyton. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he's got it. Got his man on the end around. Complete. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So these two teams off to their locker rooms for intermission, and that means we go to Orlando. Here's Scott Hansen.
Our look around the league starts now, and it starts with a good one here. All right, Brandon, thanks much. 10 weeks have come and gone. The temperature's starting to dip a little bit here in November. Lots to show you. Let's talk about it. And it's the Falcons quarterback. He'll find his big tight end in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. From there, it's up to Minneapolis. Let's look in on the Vikings as they host the Cincinnati Bengals. And here's the Bengals running back. He'll take this one in, one of 2 touchdowns for him in the first half. This one's at halftime, and it's the Bengals in control early. 21-0 the score at halftime. Lastly, let's go to MetLife Stadium. It's the Giants taking on the New Orleans Saints. And here's the Saints wideout. He's one of the 4 verticals on this route, and it's a deep shot. They connect. This is going to wind up as an 85-yard catch and run for the touchdown. The Saints lead it by 2 at the half. With that, time for a look at the rest of the action going on here in week number 11 in the NFL's regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half, as we send you back out to the stadium with Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. Oh, a heck of a move. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. He finds his man, complete. That's Warner. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Off-play action. Rollins. 7 yards there and a first down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Off the play fake. Rollins. A quick throw there is incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Leads to 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Looking to throw. Rollins. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. From the gun on third down. Rollins. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And as we transition into the second half of the season, he continues to put up big numbers on a consistent basis. Currently the NFL's leader in passing as we play here in the month of November. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead. Thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And for a right side here, complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete. That's Shaw. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
From the gun on 3rd down. Peyton. And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
It's 4th down.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Back to throw. Rollins. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back to throw now on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
1st and 10 at the 40.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Warner. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
Cowboys 1st down. 24-yard gain on the play.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Warner. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
1st and goal, Dallas.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Cowboys are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yes, multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best. I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a data tells us? Because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
40-yard line.
They'll try to draw here with Dobbins. And nothing much materializing there in the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He's got room at the 30, and he gets this one down to the 24.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Peyton. This pass complete to Higgins. That'll give him 8 that time. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple.
Brings up second and 2 at the 17-yard line.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. They'll run with Dobbins. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. The ball situated at the 9. 2nd and goal. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in San Antonio as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
I have to laugh a little bit because he actually handed it off. I thought with the 2 touchdown passes he's thrown in this one already, he'd go ahead.
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. With touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dragons add on to their 4th quarter lead, and they are on their way to improving to 8-2. I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs, and if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Throwing to start the drive. Rollins. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Operating from the gun. Rollins. Just a gain of a couple there. And it brings up 35 now.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Looking to throw. Rollins. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. 70 yards. And the Cowboys are able to cut into that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense.
Conversion is successful. It makes the score Dragons 36, Cowboys 21.
Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Back to throw. Peyton. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 27 yards there, a first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. 2nd and 9.
At the 42-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down. Peyton. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. And they'll send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Throwing to start the drive. Rollins. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right of the yard.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1 at the 29-yard line.
Looking to throw. Rollins. Throw left side complete. That's Warner. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards on the catch and run. A first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Back to throw. Rollins. He finds his man. Complete. It's Warner. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2.
Brings up second and 2 at the 41-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Rollins. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
It's third down.
Looking to throw. Rollins. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
That's good.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Back to throw. Rollins. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there. 42 yards. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a one-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here. And get back.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for one here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Now a hit and a loose football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This game is really flipped on its head. 2 unanswered touchdowns by the other side, and now they take over here with just a very slim one-score lead.
And we've seen this how many times now? Teams get a big lead, they go into coast mode, and all of a sudden they're scrambling and battling for a win down the stretch. They've got to put something together right here, otherwise they're in danger of doing the old snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
To number 89. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 3. Now a first carry for their fullback. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 4. That is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good. And this will stay a 1-score game as the lead holds at 8. Things just got interesting. They tried for the long field goal there to salt this one away. They don't get it, and now a little time for the other guys to mount a late drive.
Well, they thought their kicker would put it through the post and finish this one off. I'm sure they discussed pooch punting it and letting their defense take over. Well, the defense now has to make it stand up, but they didn't get the best field position because the ball comes back to the line of scrimmage.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Down inside the 40 or about the 38.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Warner. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
A gain of 18 on the play. 1st down.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now 2nd and 4.
Number 82. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. A big play here as the crowd noise rises. 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction.
A 4-yard loss. It's 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll look to throw. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Here we go. The noise deafening. 4th and goal. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
2nd and 6. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Peyton. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 42-yard line.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for San Antonio, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to